these what is it, the expert clauses that you end up getting at the footer where they say it's misinformation, and then you click on who's the person that's curating the misinformation. It's some weird journalist that's probably paid off. And what's really funny is there's a big psyop against seed oils, right, and tap water and estrogen in the water, where you talk about these things and then you get the misinformation post, which once again, that misinformation kind of tag, all it does is control the perception of the average person that's viewing. It's like automatically you're seeding into somebody's mind that this other person's perspective is completely false. But all of that's controlled narratives.
Well, you know, it's crazy as well, because of now with AI and the technology, they have these deep fakes. So you have these people who are using the image and voice of a well-respected scientist or an expert in a particular field, and they just would type some bullshit. And then it would like go viral. You have a wild, and everyone's like, "Oh, but Joe Rogan said this."
Oh, like, well, Huberman said that you should take this supplement.
Yeah.
And it's all AI deep fake. That's going to be a big problem.
Yeah,
that's going to be a big problem, validating authenticity and reality inside social media. I don't know how social media platforms are going to handle it, but it's getting crazy.
Yeah. And even if like you got canceled for something, but that was actually something you said, you'd be like, "Hey, that wasn't me. That was the AI."
AI. But they're running stuff now. There's like AI softwares that check AI, to see whether the AI is not like valid or not. But I don't know, man. The world's getting crazy. I think ever since ChatGPT has been introduced into the ecosystem, it opened up Pandora's box. I don't think the world's ready for AI. I don't think the world understands where we're headed, the dangers that are coming.
You know, Musk is very much kind of saying this needs to be regulated.
But who regulates it?
Yeah, and there's someone who's
the same entity that regulates the social media platforms.
Yeah,
you saw I think it was Google rolled out their own AI recently, and it was so lopsided that you would ask them to recreate an image of 4 white people for me, and it wouldn't recreate white people. It would be like dark-skinned people that are, you know, mixed race or something like that, in order to be politically correct. That's an AI that's been trained in order to operate in a way that is not normal, that's censored, or that's controlled. Imagine you start plugging in that AI to control narratives at a macro perspective. You go to China right now, stuff gets banned usually when I talk about China, but it doesn't really matter on TikTok. But you start talking a little bit about what's called Skynet. And Skynet is this massive surveillance program that is run off of AI, where they basically...
Is it called Skynet?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's a control mechanism where they have your biometrics. They create basically a digital version avatar of you with your digital ID, your biometrics, your fingerprints, your iris scan, and they manage your social media platforms, your bank accounts, and connect everything into one. And they're starting to ban people and blacklist people off of the internet, so much so that if you don't have a certain social credit score, you can't even access the internet. So in certain places of China right now, if you want to use WeChat, if you want to use Alipay, if you want to board a metro, you have to run a biometric. They run that through the AI. They evaluate whether or not you've been talking shit about the government online, and they'll drop your social credit score. And there's a lot of people that try to log into social media. They try to buy a burger at McDonald's. They have to run their biometrics, and they can't utilize these platforms. So now people are being basically blacklisted from the entire ecosystem of the world, because AI is running these super complex algorithms that are censoring people at a mass scale. Because that's the problem with censorship, is if it was based off of people, right, you could censor a couple people here and there. But with AI, you can just blanket it at a massive scale and just really crack down on narratives. And things in China, when it comes to technology, roll out a lot faster than they do in the West. So all you have to do is evaluate what's taking place in China, what's called 15-minute cities, where in order for me to enter my apartment complex, I have to do a biometric scan. In order for me to leave my apartment, I have to do a biometric scan. That information gets sent to the government agency or police station, and it gets you logged in. So much so to the point where if you have a poor social credit score and you do a biometric scan in these 15-minute cities and you want to get into your apartment, it says access denied. They don't even let you into your own home. It's getting really crazy. And during COVID, the 15-minute city lockdowns, you couldn't leave your apartment because everything's basically surrounded and covered.
Yeah, they had it bad.
It's pretty crazy.
They had it really bad there.
Well, I mean, it's still running. That's the crazy part. COVID is still a thing in China.
Very quickly, guys, I want to